Hey guys, so in this video we're going to be talking about polymorphism, right? Polymorphism is a very important concept in Python as well, but I don't really use it as much because you will understand why. I'm going to tell you why, but it's an important idea nonetheless. So let me just tell you what that is, right? Morph means to transform, but like polymorphism is like something else. Like I don't know how they related the two names, but I'm probably getting something wrong here, but either way, polymorphism basically means, like, for example, if you have like multiple classes with same function names, and now how does your program understand which function you're trying to call, right? Like if there are two classes with the same function name, how does your program understand? So that's where polymorphism comes in, right? And I'm gonna do a little other stuff as well, so that so that I can make it more clear for you. So let me just create a file real quick. Let me call it polymorphism python.py, and now let me create a class. The class name could be Jack, and I could have like functions. I could have like eat. And now what I'm going to do, something that I haven't done before, and which is like, as a parameter I'm going to pass in self, and self basically is like trying to create an instance of the class. Basically you're attributing all the properties to the class. I'm not going to dive into this thing in particular because I have other things to cover, but like we can cover this concept maybe sometime in the future, right? So like for the instruction of the eat function, I could have like print I like eating burgers, alright, and then I could have like similar function. Just make sure that the indentation is right, alright. Oops, okay. And then I could have sleep, and then I can say like I like sleeping in bed, and then one more just for the effect, because I'm gonna show you something else later in this video. Just make sure that the indentation is right because it really matters. Eat, sleep, and run. You could be I like running in the morning, right? Okay. And now Jack has a twin brother who's the exact opposite, right? His name is Jones, and he doesn't like eating burgers, and he doesn't like sleeping in bed, probably because he prefers the floor. And I don't oh so I make it a grammatical mistake. I doesn't like it. Wow. I don't like eating burgers. I don't like sleeping in bed. I don't like running in the morning. Awesome. Now as you can see, I have two classes with three functions each, and they all have the same name. So how do we make our program understand which function that we are trying to call? So one thing we can do here is we can create an object, right? We can say I am Jack Bond, right? Not James Bond, it's Jack Bond, because I am an agent for Jack, right? And so if I now Jack Bond is an object of the Jack class. So now Jack Bond understands that when you try to call the eat function, it basically means the eat function that is in the Jack class and not the Jones class. So if I run the code, let me see what files are here. Okay, awesome. So if I say Python polymorphism, it says I like eating burgers because it is Jack Bond is an object of the Jack class, right? But now if I want to create an object of the Jones class, what I have to do is like I have to just say Jones, right? And just like so that it's easier to understand, I can say Jones Bond, right? Awesome. Jones Bond, right? And then if I run the code again, it's also calling the eat function, but this time the output is different because now Jones Bond is an object of the Jones class, right? So now there is something interesting that we can do here, right? So let me just show you what I mean by that. Like I can say Jack bond. Okay, let me just copy. Why do I need to work? Jack bond. You'll soon see what I'm going to do. Jack bond, and then Jack bond could I don't need that because I'm gonna use the for loop. So I could have like two objects. Right? And now what we can do is Jack bond recognizes all the functions that is within the class Jack, and Jones bond recognizes all the functions that are within the Jones class, because they have become independent objects of their corresponding classes. Right? Now what I can do is I can run a for loop, right? So like I'm not covering how to write for loops here, because like it's the concept of syntax, right? Python syntax, and here I'm just basically covering the OOP concepts, right? So so if you want me to talk about Python syntaxes, I can do it in some other video, right? It's nothing really, it's no big deal. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna say for actions in Jack bond and Jones bond, I can make it run all the codes, all the functions. I can say eat, I can say sleep, I can also say run, right? Because these are the three functions. Now what's happening is actions is basically gonna go through Jack bond and run all the functions, and then it's gonna go to Jones bond object and run all the functions, right? And now if I run the code, and if we have not done a mistake, let me just clear the console and then run the thing, and you can see what is happening here, right? Basically what's happening is it's first goes to the Jack class and it's running I like eating burgers, I like sleeping in bed, I like running in the morning, and then after the for loop, one time the for loop has ended, it's going to the Jones bond and it's running the functions that are in the Jones class. And this is basically just a rudimentary concept of how polymorphism works, and you can make it work in a more nuanced way for the system that you're trying to build. And that's all I wanted to talk to you about in this video. See you next time. Bye.